All right, friends, Kenji back for another drafty. Yeah, you know the deal by now. Crimson Vow, a little bit of ranked, a little bit of Catilda action here. Pretty good card. Yeah, flying, lifelink, protection from vampires, and then disturb. Get some extra value out of that from the graveyard. Pretty easy first pick here in a pack that doesn't have much else except for, say, like an Abrade, but Catilda is pretty close to a bomb, maybe bomb like adjacent. Can certainly win the game by itself if you maximize the number of spirits and or enchantments you have. Clearly this deck, or rather this card, is best in the blue-white deck. But yeah, happy to first pick it and go from there. Okay, and I mean, like, taking the Catgeist now is fine. Man, I'd rather still just take an Abrade here. Kind of sad. I do think Abrade is a much better card than Catgeist, and I don't think you need to like force blue-white. If you open a Catilda, Catilda's still just good enough on its own, although its maximized value is going to be in blue-white. I think you still just take the Abrade. It's the best card in the pack. And you don't really want to take a bad or like a worse card to make your good card better, you know? So Abrade's the choice here for me, and we'll go along. Not sure why we're getting, well, maybe I guess this is not super impressive, but I do like Inspired Idea. A couple other choices here. We have a Dormant Grove, Lantern Bearer. What kind of direction do we want to move down? It's going to be one of those three cards, either the Bearer, the Card Draw, or the Grove. I'm not sure which one is the pick. I don't think you need to take these Heron Blessed Geists very highly. Man, I've been most impressed with Dormant Grove. I think that card is fantastic. Let's go with that here over the blue cards and see what happens from there. Yeah, now we get a Wolf Strike, best card in the pack. Passing a Storm Chaser Drake would go well with the Catilda, but I think I'm just going to keep passing along the blue. It could be that we end up in like green-white +1/+1 counters where Catilda is going to be good in anyways, and we might not even end up in white because we really haven't seen any white cards pass to us since, so I have passed some number of blue cards here, but I think the direction we're moving is pretty good, and hey, that is exactly what I'm talking about. The green-white 1/1 counters deck. Sigardian Paladin, pretty fantastic. Baseline, it's a 4-mana 4/4, and then of course, if you have any +1/+1 counters, it's going to get some extra value. This is also the deck that wants to be running the Laid to Rest, the one with the 1/1 counters in it. And I will take that if it wheels, but I'm not going to take it over the Paladin now. Okay, another good pack here for us. We're probably just going to take the Kindly Ancestor. This is like the third or fourth Herongeist, and yeah, I mean, 5-drops are easily replaceable. The Ancestor already has good synergy with the Catilda, and it holds 1/1 counters better, so good pickup. We're trying to lower our curve at this point. Allenbach Escort. I've never played this card, but this is... The green-white 1/1 counters deck is where this card wants to be played. Again, I'm going to take it over the Geist once more, because, like I said, you don't need to really take more than one of these, and they come around pretty frequently if you haven't noticed by now. So let's try the Allenbach. Go from there. Another Wolf Strike, damn. Yeah, this is just one of the better green commons, so seeing 1/8 pick is just very, very good. We are passing some good blue cards again, another Thirst, rather another Lantern Bearer, a Thirst, and a Cradle, but I'm not gonna pass the Wolf Strike, it's just too good. Okay, that's a perfect pickup. Drogskull Infantry is exactly what Catilda wants. It says Spirit, it's an enchantment on the backside, and it's just a good value 2-drop. Yeah, this deck is kind of just building itself. I don't really have that many 1/1 counter synergies. I just have the Dormant Grove right now to produce them, but, you know, we'll hopefully find some either good training creatures that we want to play or some otherwise good ways to add 1/1 counters. Funny. Again, we have the option of taking a Geist here, but like since there are so many coming back around, I would rather just take the bad removal spell. in the form of Piercing Light. We'll take the Piercing Light over Witch's Web. I think they're both pretty easy to come by. But maybe the targeted removal slightly better. This is still one of the... Like, this and the Gift of Fangs are just pretty bad removal spells. Flame Blessed Bolt is the better of all of the 1-mana removal, but you'll play it if you need to. I already have 2 Wolf Strikes, so maybe I didn't need to take the Piercing Light, but it's nice to pick off something small in the early game, of course. And fine, I will I guess, finally take this Heron Blessed Geist. Another Lantern Bearer here, though, so yeah, blue is open as well, but I don't think I can move away from any of the colors, that is to say green or white, since what we have of them is already fantastic. Okay, good wheels here for us. 2 combat tricks, both are good. Combat tricks are akin to removal in this format. And I think the Witch's Web is going to be slightly better for this deck than the Massive Might. I don't think the green-white deck really needs the trample so much. That's more for the like green-red werewolf deck. So good start. Green-white, not one of my most played color pairings, but ooh, what is this one? As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white cleric spirit creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. So it's bad. You're telling me it's just bad. I have 1 enchantment, and then I guess the Catilda, the Ancestor, and the Infantry can make enchantments, but this just doesn't have enough support. Unlike Sigardia's Summons, which is actually kind of playable, this is basically unplayable. So, alright. Anyways, what do we have for us? We have a Griff Rider, Spore Crawler, and a Nourishing Hunter. I would like to take the Hunter more than the Griff Rider, but the Griff Rider has more synergy with this deck, so we'll take the Training Creature. Valorous Stance is pretty good. Traveling Minister's pretty good. A 3rd Wolf Strike's pretty good. And green-white is a good place to play the Dawnheart Disciple too. You usually have quite a few humans. We have 3 right now. It's odd, but man, I've been super impressed with Traveling Minister. I almost want to take it here, but I think I'm going to diversify my removal and just take Valorous Stance. If I didn't already have 2 Wolf Strikes, I would probably take the first here. Because I do think Wolf Strike is more versatile than Valorous Stance, but since we already have 2, I think this is a fine pickup in its place. Pretty weak pack. We do have another creature that can train, but I guess it might be that I'm supposed to take the Infestation Expert over the Apprentice Sharpshooter. I'm not huge on this card, but it is fine. It's going to be better than taking a Sharpshooter, which you can get those pretty late anyways, and I don't even know how many of these I would want to be running anyway, so I'll take the Expert. The Expert also has upside of kind of comboing with our double Wolf Strike, since we can turn it into Night and give that creature a buff. Alright, easy Flourishing Hunter over Nurturing Presence and not too much else. Always happy to have these in my green decks. Quartermaster's fantastic. Wow, this is a great pack for us. We're still just going to take the flyer here, but Shield Basher's good in green-white, Fierce Retribution always good in white, and then Scorpion's fine with like double punch and whatnot, but take the big old flyer that gives counters. And now we will probably take the Traveling Minister. Want to lower the curve. We already took that Flourishing. We already have an Allenbach, which I don't even know if I'm playing. That's a really light Bleed Dry too, 6 pick, but Minister's a good one. I'll take the Presence. I don't know if I'm going to run the Presence. It is good in conjunction with Catilda, but again, Catilda's already good by itself, so that's more of a questionable play than a for sure play. That's a pretty nice 8th pick pack. I'm at 5 humans if I want to take the 2-drop, but feels like just taking Weaver of Blossom Seeder is going to be the right choice. Good stuff. I think right now the Infestation Expert doesn't fit the deck super well. And this Presence is just a maybe. Allenbach is pretty poor. I also don't like Piercing Light. And we wield another Flourishing Hunter. I guess the Hunter can replace the Expert. Something like that. Generally, I think you're supposed to be like lower to the ground. That is to say, a lower curve with green-white. Wow, we wield the Minister. That's nice. Okay. That makes training a lot easier. We haven't seen any of like the Perish Blade trainees. Those would be pretty good. We did wield a Sharpshooter. I guess I might end up playing that after all. I don't think Officiant's any good. Another Nurturing Presence is whatever. Could play the Vampire Slayer as just a 2-drop for curve purposes. But we have effectively enough playables here, and we're just coming to the end of pack 2, so we have an entire other pack to bolster our deck, to give us some goodies and maybe open a good rare. That is a good rare. Is it worth splashing for? This deck has 0 vampires as of yet, so this would basically just be a 4/4 that, if and when it dies, can give us some extra value. If I don't take Edgar, I'm taking Resistance Squad with... Okay, I have 7 humans in the deck. That's probably just a better pickup. Yep. If we had vampires, if we were like black-green with some vampires, and then maybe splashing Edgar makes sense, but we have 0 vampires in the deck, so a 4-mana 4/4 that's hard to cast isn't really doing it for me. That's kind of unfortunate. It's a really good card. Yikes, this is not a great card or pack for us. Playables in every color, but except for green-white. I mean, the Beguiler's like okay. The Bride's Gown is okay. I already have a Bramble Armor. I guess I could just take this Crushing Canopy. I don't have one of those already, but... Yikes, that is an unfortunate pick here for us. Okay, but on the flip side, that's an insane pick for us, because Wedding Announcement is pretty close to a bomb. It doesn't win the game immediately, but man, this card takes over so quickly. Yeah, there's just not enough good things to say about this card. If you play it on turn 3, you're so favored to win. Hopefully we wield the Griff Rider or the Minister, but that made up for our lackluster pick number 2. And wow, yeah, Sigardian Paladin, Fierce Retribution, and a Spore Crawler all now. So what are we cutting? What are we taking? I almost want to take another removal spell in the form of Fierce, but Sigardian Paladin's pretty spicy. Wow, all of my 3-drops are just fantastic. I guess I'm just going to take another Sigardian Paladin since we already have a bit of removal, but... Well, you know what? I'm going to actually take the removal spell and maybe try to wield a Sigardian. Holy crap. Okay, that's a 7-drop, but we're still gonna take it because Brambleworm is really freaking great. I might be able to cut one of the Flourishing Hunters now. We're passing a Minister, a Weaver. Maybe we wheel one of the Ministers again, but you can't pass the Brambleworm. Our deck is starting to become really nice. Another Weaver of Blossoms helps with the Brambleworm purposes. I don't know what I'm cutting here, though. I guess I don't need the Sharpshooter. It's probably better off as the Weaver. We could also just take Adamant Will there as well. Another Kindly Ancestor is okay. This deck just has a million 3-drops. Hey, we finally found a Perish Blade trainee. We were looking for that one. Okay, and then some filler last picks. Too many playables, though. Let's see if that Sigardian Paladin wheels. That would be pretty nice. Allenbach Escort number 2, which we're not playing. I guess I can cut the Vampire Slayer. I probably need to cut a 3-drop instead, though. Alright, I don't think we wield the Sigardian Paladin, but that's not super surprising. Maybe we don't need 2 Kindly Ancestors. We did get the Traveling Minister back, though. This could almost just be a mono white deck. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure at all how I'm supposed to build this now. I need to make 2 cuts at least. Alright, maybe the Witch's Web is unnecessary. I mean, is 3 Traveling Ministers too many? I don't think it is. 17 creatures right now. It's probably just got to be a 3-drop that I cut. Again, I don't think I need 3 Kindly Ancestors. 3 1-drops, 2 2-drops, 6 3-drops, 7 3-drops with the wedding announcement. I guess with 3 Traveling Minister, I probably don't need the Flourishing Hunter. Right? And I guess maybe we just bring in the Piercing Light as a way to deal with like a small threat that we don't want to use a Wolf Strike on. Man, it feels weird to me not playing any of my Flourishing hunters though. We could probably cut some number of Weaver of Blossoms too if we wanted. This deck doesn't really need to ramp all that much. There's like some weird world where I don't play the Weaver of Blossoms, I don't play the Bramble Worms, and I just play like the low, cheap cards. I think to maximize our like 1/1 counter, well, I guess I only have 1 Paladin. I say to maximize our 1/1 counter value, maybe I cut a Weaver and run the Sharpshooter, but I don't know if that makes sense either. Let's just try it like this. This deck looks pretty nice. The only downside about green-white is you don't have too much card selection. So, I don't have too much card draw, which could be a problem. I think we're going to go 10-7 here. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to cut a Weaver of Blossoms for the second Kindly Spirit. It's just more synergy. And it's only the worm that we have on the top end, so... Let's try it like this. This looks great. Oh, was that 41 cards? Whoops. Oh, that was 40. Yeah. 10-7 looks good to me. We have 3 white 1-drops. The majority of our deck is white. And we have no double green cards since we've cut the hunters. So... green is basically for what? The 2 Wolf Strikes, the Sigardian Paladin, the Dormant Grove, and then the Bramble Worm. Overall, pretty good green cards to be playing. On the draw, but this is a good one. We have a 2-mana removal spell if they have an early play into an immediate wedding announcement. Kind of sucks that we don't have any of our ministers in our hand, but... that's fine, I guess. Always just draw one. Vile Spawn Spider, sure. Ooh. We have Catilda and Wedding Announcement now. Opponent's playing 3 colors. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot off that spider with the Fierce Retribution since we have Catilda. And I think we're just going to play the big fly, well, small flyer currently, but with Wedding Announcement, it's going to turn into a 2/2 next turn. And this game's going to be over pretty quickly if they don't do anything again. It's fine. This is a Spirit, so that's going to pump Catilda into a 3/3. And Wedding Announcement starts to do its thing. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, the opponent wasn't doing anything. They missed lands for a couple turns. They milled planes, so they might have also been color screwed, but sometimes that's how it goes. Trust me, I know how that goes. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Glad you're watching the YouTubes with me. Enjoying ourselves. Having a grand old time. We're on the play here, and our hand looks ministery. With the double traveling minister, we're going to be able to bolster our life total pretty well. Plus 2 small removal spells ain't shabby. Right. I'm going to go ahead and attack for 1 instead of gaining 1 life. Toxic Scorpion, you got it. Let's go ahead and just attack with both. They'll block 1, I'll Piercing Light the Scorpion. Obviously bottom of planes. This is the problem I foresee. Again, this deck doesn't have any flood mitigation, no blood tokens or anything, and not much card draw. So kind of just need to draw good cards. Oh my gosh. Alright. Guess we're just gonna gain 2 life and pass. I'm not gonna use Fierce Retribution on that. Quartermaster was not a bad draw. Not great that I have to pump up my ministers, which don't want to attack, but does mean they can attack into, like, Hookland Mariner next turn if we want to. Sorry, they can attack into Undead Butler, I mean to say. They should probably attack with the Mariner here. Eh, maybe not. But the ministers get value pumping my Quartermaster. So gonna have to just kill that Howpack Piper from the opponent. Just does too much work. Obviously they can play creatures for a reduced cost, but not only that, if I pass the turn, then they just get to flip it and, like, draw an extra creature. So wouldn't mind drawing Brambleworm. We have hit the 7th land. Dormant Grove would also be good. Catilda would be great. The Wedding Announcement would be fantastic. There's a Catilda. Nice. I don't think we attack our ministers into the Skulking. I think we just keep gaining 2 life and swinging in with the Quartermaster. Because if they don't kill that, they're just going to lose to it anyways. Is the Skulking Killer a vampire? It is. So Catilda has protection from Skulking Killer. That's funny. And I don't think they realize that, because they're just giving me 1 life if they do this. Sure. Thanks. Spiked Ripsaw. They're not dead on board, but they're close. We can put them to 2. Okay. Let's pump the Catilda now since she has lifelink. Attack for 6 in the air. Go back up to 29. So we have 2 lethal threats in the air now. It's a lot of damage. It's 14 damage. But it looks like we are probably just GG. Alright, 2 lethal threats. Let's go. Kill one, the other kills you. Easy money. We'll take it. Fortunately for us, the opponent didn't have any removal, so even though we didn't do much, it was good enough, because I was starting to flood out there a teeny bit. But just the power of the life gain plus the evasive creatures, thankfully was able to put them in their place. Because even if they just had like 1 bleed dry a little bit earlier, we would probably lose that game. Fortunately, that did not come to pass. And now we'll move on to the 3rd round. I think you could keep this, but it's safer just to mulligan. And wow, this hand looks a lot better. Sadly gonna pitch the Brambleworm here, but we have a nice 1-2. Both colors. Gonna be unfortunate if we just draw running lands, but I don't think you can keep the 7-drop there. That's also a fantastic draw off the top. Alright. Have the old 1-2-3 curve with a removal spell. So if they don't do anything first couple turns, they're gonna have a problem. I'll attack. They might block. It's not a bad time for them to block when I don't get trainee value. Yep, I think that's a reasonable block. We still get to play a 3-2 and draw a card here. Wedding invitation. Oh, that's not good for them. Okay. I don't think they have a Flame Blessed Bolt. I think they just have Wedding Invitation activation. But if they do, good beats. Valorous Stance was good if we're not going to draw a land there. As in red-green, they're likely to play a big creature that Stance is going to just mana efficiently kill. Yep. So in this scenario, it might actually be better to Wolf Strike. Although I could wait on the Wolf Strike since it is day. Like, they've turned on the day-night cycle with their Mariner, but I do think that Wolf Strike's not going to get a better target than that 4/4. And Valorous Stance, again, can kill something much, much bigger. That's not good for them. 2/2's not going to cut it. Alright, this time we'll pump our infantry, attack with both. We're not going to use Valorous Stance to protect. They will just trade with the squad. Because we'd rather just play out our 3/3 flyer. They need to play a creature that either costs 2 or less, or have a land and cast a creature that costs 3 or less to be able to Wolf Strike with it. And if they just play like a Flourishing Hunter here or something, well, then they die. You know, I just call them like I see them. That's all I do. I'm not even going to gain a life with the Minister. I'm simply going to attack. You know, if they just do the thing that they did, because I told them to. How hard can it be? Alright, 3-0. Hey. We are rattling off some wins. We're traveling to the opponent's homeland and wrecking them. I still don't know about the Brambleworm in this deck. It's just such a good card. 7 mana is a lot. But we're also trying to be super low to the ground. Excuse me. We're trying to be low to the ground. Like, I have 3 1-drops in the deck, and then I have a Brambleworm. I guess the 1-drops buy you time for the Brambleworm because they gain you a bunch of life, but I don't know. This feels like a little bit awkward. On the draw, I'd probably keep with the planes because we have some removal, but chip that down and keep that. I think I'm gonna pitch the Heron. No, it's just Brambleworm again. Gosh darn it. Hey, drew the Traveling Minister. Well, at least Brambleworm's an easy mulligan whenever, you know, I have to take a mulligan. Red-green Flame Breather. Oof, they have a puppy. That's no good for me. Sure. They are gonna regret that, because I'm gonna have a Catilda next turn. And Bolt exiling Catilda would have been really good for them. They could have another Bolt. And Catilda's only a 1/1 right now. What do we want to draw? We want to draw like our Drogskull Cavalry next turn, and then attack for 2 lifelink, hold up Fierce Retribution, then draw a land for the Geist on turn 5, I guess. Sure. Wolf Strike the Catilda. Did they miss a land drop? I think they did. I have nothing to do with my mana, though. I'm gonna go ahead and Retribution the Paxong Pup. We're gonna need to kill that eventually anyways. And so while it's only a 1/1 now, whenever they play a wolf, it's gonna get bigger. There's the Drogskull Infantry we were looking for. Opponent's still missing land drops. This is kind of a sad game. They're going to play like a 4/3 Ballista, and then I'm not going to be able to Valorous Stance. Alright, they did start the night-day cycle for us, though, so that's helpful for our Wolf Strike, although we just want to hit a land for this Geist. I guess I'll attack now with Piercing Light. Look for a land. I don't think Griff Rider is good enough. That card's very good. They don't have a creature to pump it, though. So we're just gonna pass to day or to night on their turn. Then we can Wolf Strike. Now we play our Weaver and pass. They finally hit their 5th land. We kind of finally hit our 5th land. We'll go Geist this turn. Next turn we'll Angelic Quartermaster, our Flyer, and our Werewolf. Make it a 4/5. Could also double block here. I don't think that's bad. Actually, I kind of like double blocking now. Making them use their trick now. And if they don't, great. I think I'm just going to make a big lifelinker in the air. 6/6, I think? Yeah. We're hoping they don't have another Wolf Strike. Take it. Another big fatty. A lot of blood. Alright, let's hit for 7 lifelink now. Pretty good. 14-point life swing. And they're still keeping up with pace of damage. What do they have in their hand that they're not using their blood tokens? That's the question. Like right now, the 2 removal spells I can think of that can deal with my Geist are Wolf Strike and Crushing Canopy. Okay. Oh, well, it was already nighttime. They didn't even need that. Well, now I think I have to double block here. We'll trade our 3/3 for their 4/4. I don't have a human for resistance squad right now. So sadly, we're just going to have to run this out as a 3/2. And pass and double block, and then we're just losing to their blood tokens. Not great. Not good at all. Well, I can't win if I double block that, but I also can't win if I don't, so... I guess my best bet is probably just to bounce off here, take 6, and draw Brambleworm. But that's... is that on the bottom of my deck? That might even be on the bottom of my deck. Yeah, never mind. Well, we gave it our all, but they had the Wolf Strike. Let's see, I can go like that. 1, 2... I'm gonna have to chump the Flourishing Hunter. I need to keep my... assuming I'm not dead here, I need to keep my Ancestor alive somehow. Okay. I mean, their attacks with their non-hunter cards aren't that good. Oh, they're just passing. And of course I didn't draw a spell, so... yeah, now we're kind of just dead. I need them to... I need to bait them here. I need them to block. And then I need to play it as an enchantment. And then be able to cast the Heron Blessed Geist tokens. If I just pass, I lose. So I need them to eat this. Okay. The best case scenario is they get scared of a trick and they just put the 2/2 and the 2/3 in front of it. Alright. Fine. At least now we can make some blockers. That was the only way I wasn't gonna die, so. Not great, but here we are. Eh, that's fine. I have to double block now. I go back up to 9. I get a +2/+2 enchantment. Sure. Damn. Alright. Those back-to-back lands are gonna kill us now. Their blood tokens just mitigating some amount of their land draws were too good. That's what I'm saying, this deck just doesn't have the, Should I kill my own creature? I guess I will. The green-white deck doesn't have any ways to mitigate the flood. Does every other color have access to... No, I guess green doesn't really have... Green... Well, of course, green doesn't have blood, so... Yeah, the two colors we're playing... Unless you're running, like, Ceremonial Dagger, which I guess maybe... I'll have to check if that's in my sideboard. Because we got insta-paired, but... This is a hand. I totally forgot we had Wedding Announcement in our deck. On the play with a Minister... into a Trainee, into a Wedding Announcement. Yikes. Fine. Yeah, they've got a good curve too. This is a crazy double block if they do. Alright. Let's rumble. No more Halanas, please. It's a very good card. Alright. Now I want to draw my frickin' creeping... Or not creeping, crushing canopy. We can pump our 1/1 token here, though. Attack. Put on the bolster, or whatever, training. And then we're gonna get to draw a card off of Wedding Announcement as well. Pretty good, alright. Oh, they attacked with their Taxidermist, thank you. We'll take another flyer, absolutely. Lead with Geist first. Gain a life. Flip our Wedding Announcements. And now things are looking Gucci, baby. Okay, they're gonna go to nighttime. That's fine. Play the Quartermaster. Uh-oh. Am I lagging here? Did my game crash? Ooh, that was weird. Sure. I guess you guys couldn't saw it because it's just recording. I'm not online where you are. Land Outcast is a good hit for them. We don't mind taking 6. We have far too much life to care about that. I could have double block, but their forced attacker is pretty awkward for them, so. Oh, they have another removal spell in their hand, apparently. Alright, let's pump the Quartermaster. Attack, attack. That's going to train it up to a 5/6. I guess they didn't double spell because they don't want their Jailbreaker to flip, maybe? I don't know. In any case, I get to make a bunch more flyers this turn. How are they? There's just like nothing you can do, right? Yeah, I'll take 6. Even if you hit me for 7, that's still GG's. Alright. Good game. We'll take it. We will take that all day of the week. Yeah, wedding announcement with a curve out with flyers. Kinda grody, not gonna lie. 4-1 now? Nice. And we haven't even played the worm a single time. 2 times we have mulliganed the worm. Oh, shoot, I was gonna ask. Or rather, I was gonna see if I have a ceremonial dagger or whatever it's called in my sideboard. Because I think we might actually want that in this deck if we have it. Damn, we don't. Any other ways to mitigate flood here? Yeah, that's not really mitigating flood, but kind of. It's something to do with your mana. Yeah. I think if you're green-white, you probably do want to run the dagger in your deck. Oh wait, is blood only in black? Red? Am I crazy? Blue doesn't have ways to make blood, does it? I guess it doesn't. Yeah, of course blood is only in black red. I mean, I'm just smoking crack. In any case, I think you do want blood production in any of your decks. Maybe that's why black and red are so good together. Alright. We've got an opening hand where I'm not going to mulligan the Bramble Worm. This just is a really slow hand. Need to draw some action, ideally before turn 3, but even if our first play is not till turn 3, maybe that's not the worst. Sure. Turn 2 Undead Butler, mill 3 lands. Hope they didn't need those. That also makes it super awkward if they have an exploit creature that they want to cast this turn. Smart of them to lead with the farmer. Wow, we have drawn nothing but land. Alright, I mean, I guess 3 lands in a row after keeping a 3-lander means Brambleworm is likely to see play this game. Do they want to bleed dry my kindly ancestor? It's a little bit aggressive. But they could. They're gonna just play a 3/3 flyer. 4 lands in a row for me. Okay. Chill from the grave, maybe? Sure, I'm gonna let them surveil first. I think in response, I probably Wolf Strike their farmer. Because now if they do something to my kindly ancestor, their chill doesn't resolve and they don't draw a card. Okay, they just had a counter. Well, that's good. I mean, that means my Geist is gonna resolve. And it also means my Brambleworm is more likely to resolve. Wow! Literally 5 lands in a row. That's impressive. Yeah, we're gonna get tempoed out now, too. Well, that doesn't eat any cards, does it? Oh, they have their own creature. I take 6, I go to 5. That was a good draw. That might save our bacon. I lose to removal here. Because remember, when I kill the Cruel Witness, their farmer flips. Which is why I didn't do it main phase. I need them to not attack with their farmer. I'm hoping they just attack with these two. I mean, sometimes you draw 5 lands in a row. Well, they're thinking. They might not have the kill, or maybe they're thinking how many tricks I could have here, because there are quite a few. It's the equation meme going through all the permutations in their head. Alright. So what I can do here is just block their farmer. I would take 6 but gain 2 and go back. Okay. If they do this, I can simply just kill their flyer, take 2. And hope they don't have a counter as a last card in their hand. I go to 1 life now. Okay. Hope they don't have another syncopate. Alright, slamming the worm, let's go. Yeah, baby. Hold. Hold. Do I win? Well, no. Do I survive? It's really awkward for them. Because the Kindly Ancestor could give the Brambleworm lifelink at a later date. So it might be hard for them to attack here. Without having drawn something relevant. You're gonna time out, bro. You got 0 left. You're gonna have to do something. Headless Ah. So that's only 1 zombies. So these 3 are zombies. The Harvester is a human. Okay. Yeah, I think I do this. Because that's going to give me an enchantment. I can give the Brambleworm lifelink now. And then I can honor Heron Blessed Geist from the graveyard. Let's go. Gotta attack while they don't have a Death Toucher. Baseline, I go back up to 15. They have to know something's fishy because I didn't Geist first. I mean, we don't want them to block, really. But we also do want them to block. It's kind of funny. Alright. Kill that. No life gain for them. We trample over for 5. We gain 7. All of a sudden, this position looks much more manageable. Their Death Toucher is still super annoying here, of course, but... the Brambleworm with lifelink means they can't really attack with their Scavenger unless they draw something. And then next turn we do get to make 2 1/1s out of our graveyard if the board state doesn't change. Okay, I mean, come on, bro. Why are you slow rolling? Sure. Okay. Well, they found the play. Good beats. Yeah, GG's. It was a pretty rough one. We had a small chance with the worm, but I mean, they drew bleed dry. What are you gonna do? What are we now? 4-2? 4-1? 4-2. Yeah, I should be able to pull off a couple more wins with this deck. If we just draw our Catilda and our Wedding Announcement every game from this point on, I think we can pull it off. So, let's be on the play and have those rares in our hand. Perfect. Don't care if my first play is not until turn 3. It is pretty damn good. The Throng of Death. You know, for not actually having any creature cards, our hand's pretty gross. And against another blue-black deck. Alright, so they're gonna Fell Sting, sack the Throng. If they have a Throng to grab, they're gonna actually have to discard here, because they're gonna go up to 8 cards in their hand. So, not as much value as they maybe thought initially. Go ahead and play the Dormant Grove. Pump up our token, attack for 2. And then make another 1/1 at end of turn here. This is a pretty weird curve out. Our hand is just 5 non-creature spells. Okay, that's fine. Hey, we drew a creature, nice. So let's play the Perish Blade. Let's give that the 1/1 counter. Say go, get another 1/1, flip our dudes. And now we can Wolf Strike the Cruel Witness if we want to. Might have wanted to do that on upkeep, but maybe not. They have too much mana open, I'd rather wait for them to tap out or do something. In fact, if they attack, I'd rather just Fierce Retribution that. No, I wouldn't. Fierce Retribution's better on something else later. Sure. No rush. Chill the Grave. Alright, let them resolve the trigger. And then before the draw happens... I mean, I still need to find some action here, clearly. They have 5 cards in their hand. Okay. Mill the Grizzly, a Bloodsorn, and a land, and now they have a Diregraph Scavenger. They are tapped out now. So they eat their own Throng. I'm gonna go ahead and Piercing like this. We're not gonna get too many better targets, and I need to find some extra action. That's fantastic. 3-2 that draws us another card is a Snap Keep. Let's go ahead and cast that now. Pump up. Attack for 6. And now we'll get to say go. Yeah, I think I'm glad I held the Fierce Retribution and used the Wolf Strike instead. They were gonna play something big. So what are they getting back with their Butler? Their 4-drop? Alright, we'll sack our 3-3. We'll play around Syncopate. Blow that up. Pump our squad. Train up our trainee. Hit them for 9. Doesn't matter. They're dead on board currently. They need to play something else or have another removal spell. Go to combat. Sure. Oh, okay. Now, I do make Dormant Grove a creature this turn, so we still technically are going to have lethal. Why would they... Okay, sure. Build 2 lands. They still need to play something here. Come on, deck. Maybe they forgot. It's going to turn into a creature. Holy smokes. That was very scary. If they just drew like one more removal spell or something, we might have lost that. Am I supposed to be running 16 lands? I mean, there's not a significant difference between 16 and 17, really. Especially if I'm running a 7-drop, I don't know if we can. Maybe I cut the Bramble Worm and go down to 16 lands and just put in like a random 2-2. I don't think so. It's just not Flood. I don't know if that was technically a true Flood out. We saw 10 lands. I don't know how deep in the deck we were. We might have not actually been flooding out all that badly, but it felt like we were. Alright, on the play. Good looking hand here. Turn 1 Minister, turn 2 Trainee. And then, yeah, let's just draw our wedding announcement for the turn 3 Perfects. Black-red Blood Tithe Harvester. You got it. I think I'm gonna Wolf Strike that now while I can. No plays. Okay. I'll go ahead and target. I can also just attack with both, but I think I value doing like this. And now next turn, the Ancestor, we can pump it up to like a 3-3. And train on top of the trainee. Didn't play anything with 3 mana and didn't activate their blood. Kind of scary. Sure. It's fine by me. Yeah, that card's really good. I guess we lose. So it feels like they probably waited to play the Anya until they could also hold open the card that brings it back. The Undying, whatever. Not liking our chances here. Yeah, it's like 99% they have that card. This is pretty awkward. But hey, I am gaining a lot of life, so there's that. Okay. Yep. As expected. Remember, I have 7 forests in the deck. You know what would be pretty good versus vampires? A card that has protection from vampires. Catilda? I mean, I don't have a choice. They might have another one, but... They have 9 blood tokens. Yeah. It's pretty funny. I wonder if they're just gonna sack some blood tokens here. No, they're opting not to. I mean, they could have any number of ways to bring a creature back from their graveyard, too. 9 blood is just hilarious. They're never gonna draw another land. Or rather, if they don't want a land, they can always find something fresh with it. Sure. You kidding? That's so insane. Like what? How do I draw 5 forests? Good beats. Sure. Sure. 10 blood. Oh my god, I forgot we had this card in our deck. We've never even seen it. I think our likelihood of winning this game is very, very, very low. But hey, if they somehow don't have anything here and I draw planes... They didn't flip their suitor? What is going on? Are you absolutely kidding? I've drawn 6 of my 7 forests in the entire deck. In the top 17 cards. Ay, ay, ay. Well, Shuffler is confirmed broken. Game is rigged. I am very dead here. I just don't understand how they haven't used a single blood yet. Maybe they have a sure strike or something and they're gonna get me. What is happening here? Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. I guess I could draw Worm next turn. Oh wait, is this lethal? No, it's not quite lethal. It's really close. 5, 10, 13, 14, 15. I would go to 1 life here on the board. Oh wait, sorry. The suitor doesn't flip. My mistake. The suitor doesn't flip if all three attack. But there's no way for me to win, right? If I take 10... No, I can... Okay, so drawing the worm still works. Take 10, go to 4, draw worm, go to 9. I can double block one of them. I die to any removal, and they can dig for it any 100 different ways. That is... Okay, that saves me, I think. Let's see. This... This... Oh wait, yeah, no. I go to 1, right? Yeah. And now I can still draw worm. Let's go, baby! This is so absurd, though. Okay, I'm at 1. This flips. I draw worm. Now I'm dead even if I draw worm. Good beats. GG's. What a game. What a game. The opponent had access to 1 billion blood tokens, and they just had everything they needed anyways. They didn't even need it. Alright, well, we went 5 and 3 with this deck, which is not terrible. Basically, the games where we drew Wedding Announcement or Catilda, we won, because those cards are great. Games where we drew 6 of our 7 forests, we lost. So 1 for 1 on those. But hey, yeah, no, I thought this deck was fun. I don't draft, again, green-white too frequently. I think you really, yeah, like I said, I think in this type of deck, you really want the dagger to be able to help with those scenarios where you are just drawing so many lands, because blood is so good for not only finding lands when you need lands or discarding lands when you need spells, you know? So, yeah, little fun green-white deck there. This is, again, a color pairing that I don't do too frequently, so there was a nice change of pace. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, that thumbs up button, that like key. Subscribe. Do the thing. See you tomorrow.